we have more than that, and then,
Definitely more than that.
Yeah, and we have a treatment center, so it's a full scale substance abuse mental health treatment center on the east side of Milwaukee on Prospect and Juneau. This beautiful building. It's the first residential home built on Prospect Avenue. So
Wow.
it
is beautiful, right on the cliff overlooking the lake and everything. It's like, why not get sober? Look at this view.
But like, dude, like that is not what I thought would happen. Is when I put two beds in my house.
I mean, how would you even see that coming, that it was going to turn into what it has turned into?
And the grind, man, the daily just like grind to make it to the next day, the hours put in, the amount of work, the amount of stress, I cannot begin to tell you.
And dealing with people like me, like that's the worst, Like,
dude, and you were an easy case. Like I just thought you were gonna leave. Like, there's some people where I was like, oh my God.
I still remember.
What am I going to do with this person?
I still remember one of the first times we were in the alley and you and the other Jason were talking to me and told me I was not spiritually fit for 4D. And I remember being so angry, and I went into my bunk bed and I pouted, and some other guys were down there with me. We all pouted. And then I thought about it in my head. I'm like, okay, maybe they're right about something, And then you and I had a good conversation through text messages, and I was like, I gotta like actually take this seriously, because addiction and all that stuff is very serious, and we lose so many of our friends. I mean, oh man,
so many funerals this year.
Oh yeah, we saw each other at many funerals this year, and that's the sad thing and the reality of this. But we're gonna probably do a whole episode about addiction and stuff like that coming up.
That's not what this isn't. Addiction podcast.
This podcast is not about addiction, not about recovery specifically. What this podcast is just in general, like everybody's lives, and anything that we can listen to or hear from our guests or from us, hopefully it helps somebody. And so, what do you think some of your biggest accomplishments are in your life?
I think it's gonna sound like touchy-feely, but it's I'm a dad, dude.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I have a wife, I have a daughter, I live in a house.
And none of that would have been possible without you changing your life.
Dude, like it's pretty cool. Like that is the best part of my life right now, by far.
I would agree. It has its highs and it has its lows, but I mean, being a father, being a husband, things of that nature, like, give you purpose.
Yeah, and like the lows aren't even that bad. It's like my daughter didn't sleep last night. Okay,
I only got 30 minutes of sleep.
Now I'm like tired and sad that I'm tired. Like that's not terrible.
First world problems.
Yeah, man. Like there was a time in my life where I was like, everything that I ever wanted is never going to happen, and everything's going to get a whole lot worse. Let me just drink and sit and watch that 70s show in an apartment and lock myself away forever. Like that's what I did. That was my life.
It's true.
Now it's just like, oh, I didn't get 8 hours of sleep. Like that's not bad.
Like that's not bad at all compared to like I woke up and my car was crashed and one of your stories trying to run over somebody with your car. Like, wow, you know what I mean? Like you don't have those problems anymore.
Over my cousin with my car.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think normal people do that.
No. Driving up on
I wish I would have saw
lawns,
that.
Like it was insane, Yeah. And I'm a dad with a wife and I live in a house and I own a business, but like whatever, put the business aside, although I'm super blessed and grateful that it is where it is. It's having a family. That's my biggest accomplishment. I don't know if it's an accomplishment. Maybe it is.
Yeah, something you're happy about in your life.
Yeah, dude. I think the thing that I love the most.
I think that your accomplishments are way bigger than you even see in your life through an outside perspective. I mean, geez, granted, it's a higher power above us that saves these people and brings them to your place. Yeah. But, I mean, geez, the lives that probably have been saved over the years of just having a place to stay,
I don't do that, dude.
I know you don't do that, but what I'm saying is it's a good thing. It is an accomplishment.
What I did is I put beds in my house.
Yeah.
And like what
gave a chance to
what
people.
happened was that God kind of took control, and then a community members came through, and then like you were one, you were a house manager.
Yeah,
like
I remember that.
you were a house manager with Max.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
So
that just people think
we should interview Max.
Dude, we should. But like in sober living, like there's this hierarchy, right? You have the owners, and then you have the managers, and then you have the residents. And I was like, man, when I become a manager, everything's going to be awesome. And then I'm like, what? I'm in charge of 40 addicts and alcoholics? Like, this is crazy.
Nothing's awesome.
No. And you know, and I still, the friendships and stuff that I've made through that house are going to be everlasting. Yeah. And that's a thing I think we share the common bond, because when you go through these things in your life and you're at rock bottom and you get clean and sober and all this stuff with these people that have fought the same fight, like it's a friendship and a common bond that like cannot be broken.
Yeah.
And like some of my friends in life that I've known my entire life, I'm closer with some of these people that I went to sober living with. You know?
And like I said, like the community members, those are the ones that really took 40 to where it is today. God working through them. That's kind of what I think. God working through them, and them being the footwork that took it. And then it's also cool that like some of those people are still around, right? So our mutual friend Jesse fixed the tub. Last weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's necessary when
sure.
you have that many people living in a house.
He came through 4D, you know what I mean? And then D-Rider was the one who did the electricity that then you ended up having to fix.
Yeah, D-Rider, I fixed your electricity. But that's, you know, and that's things I've always, so some of my accomplishments that I'm happy about, obviously I'm a father also, and I'm remarried and I have 3 kids, and I'm super proud of that, because if I looked at my life 4 years ago, I would never be anywhere near where I'm at, you know? And that's a crazy thing, that I'm an active member of society now, and I give back to people and do things.
Right,
but
right.
What do you think? I mean, you've done all these things, and life is, you know, progress. What do you think some of the biggest hurdles in your life have been?
It depends.
Other than like alcohol and stuff like that.
Yeah, it depends on the time, you know. I think for example, like this last year, my mom died. Like that's a shock to the system.
Yeah, that's definitely,
you know what I mean? Like that's huge.
Yeah.
And then like trying to get through that is hard, man. And then
for the average person that's even hard, but like people don't understand sometimes alcoholics and addicts, like it's really
places,
hard.
You
like
know?
You just get you're out and you want to fix it in any way that you can.
Yeah, and like it was difficult. So that's like one. So it's just like what's going on in my life, you know, the hurdles look differently, but it also depends on where I'm at spiritually and how I handle those situations. So there's other things that have happened that are pretty big, and I've been able to walk through it with dignity and with some grace because I was spiritually fit.
Exactly.
There's other times where I wasn't spiritually fit, and then the simplest thing
throws you off.
Dude.
Yeah.
Takes me to fucking dark places, man.
I'm on a race, and it's like the gun goes off, and you're like, go!
Somebody looks at me weird, and I'm just like, that's it.
I'm drinking.
Kill somebody.
Yeah.
This might be the day that I go to jail.
Yeah. Speaking of jail, I've done plenty of time in my life. I would say that's a couple hurdles in my life, you know, and I created such havoc in my life. Like I was literally a tornado going through my family and through friends and through different people. And like, even when I got cleaned up and sober, like I still had to clean up all that mess. And I went to jail a couple times, more than a couple times. And you know, I had to do what I had to do to get where I'm at. And that's part of my hurdles, you know, and I think in a couple episodes coming up, we'll talk about a little bit what you touch on spirituality and different things like that.
You know what I think, like now that I'm like stepping back and I think about the question, really, like in my experience, my biggest hurdle is me.
Yeah.
For
right.
Sure, right? Like I'm the one that gets in my way all the time. So if I could just like push me aside, everything would be good. But it's just easier said than done.
Yeah, you know? I was talking to my psychologist the other day. Yes, that's right. I go to a psychologist, and he said, "You're too smart for your own good." And he said, "All you do is you run things through in your head before they even happen, and you worry about it before it even happens, and that's a crazy thing, you know." And so that's some of my hurdles too. Is like ourselves, like we're our own hurdles, and I think in a lot of people's lives that's what it is. And in order to see that other people are doing things and being successful and getting through things, I think that's a great opening. So
then, like when you're looking at people, then right, why do you think that other people fail?
You know, I think that's a big part. I think we fail because of ourselves, and we convince ourselves that either we're not deserving enough, we're not good enough, or we don't know enough, and our minds control us. The brain is an amazing thing, and you know, we can do superhuman things when our brain is like on that, but we also can kill ourselves when our brain's on it.
For
and
sure.
like a person like me who has struggled with mental health and depression and anxiety, like that's a big thing for me. That I would say that's probably one of my biggest hurdles, because you don't even know where this stuff is coming from, you know, like, and my brain just tells me like it's not working out, or I need to worry about this. And I think a lot of people in life, that's what they do, is like they just convince themselves that they're not good enough for things.
Right.
And that's tough.
Like I think about like, so I think like, you know, people call it limiting beliefs. You know, did you ever hear that before?
Yeah, I did hear that before.
Where I have like a limiting belief in. I struggled with that for a long time. Where like I can't do that, or I sell myself short and everything. And my mind, I can work on trying to fix that, right?
Yeah.
See a therapist,
Yep.
whatever. People, you know, some people listen to hypnosis stuff, or I don't know. There's a
Yeah.
bunch of different ways
No,
that
of
you
course,
can,
there's
like,
a million ways.
change your mind, even meditation.
Yeah.
But what I found, even in my experience, that even like in working with my mind, if there isn't an element of spirituality
Sure.
that's above that, my mind, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It's going to go, it'll feel better, but all of a sudden now I'm the greatest person in the entire world.
Yeah.
If I'm not like spiritually fit, that's what I'm saying. Like that
Exactly.
is like, I stand in my way all the time.
Yeah, that's a tough thing with so many people, and you know, it's crazy to think that we get thrown off our course on so many different things because something comes in our way, and I think that's a big thing too, to show people that like it's not easy. It's not easy. Life is not easy, and we want the easy fix, and we want that. But it's not possible. Everything in life is done through hard work and motivation. But like motivation for me is so hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, oh man,
Dude, so I taught high schools.
Yeah.
There's so many kids out there with Instagram accounts and Snapchat and TikTok or whatever,
Of course.
whatever's out there, right?
Yep.
And they think that they are going to make money.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be famous because I take pictures of my food.
Right.
Like,
yeah, no, like there's a small percentage of people
Very small.
that do that. And I would even say the people that do that, if you look at like, let's say it's like an Instagram influencer, right? Look at all the places that person is traveling to. That takes some work. Even if it's fake.
Yeah.
Like even if they're like faking those pictures, that takes some work. So
And if
even
you've
they're,
heard
like,
stories about
working.
some of these like social media influencers, they really don't have that great of life.
No.
Like they some of these people suicide, different things, and you know, that's the fact, is that we get so geared, like we're still talking about hurdles and stuff, and people get so geared on they want what other people have, and instead of developing a life for themselves, they want something else, and that's where
They
we
want what other
all
people have. They want it easy.
Yeah.
You know, like even when getting like, you know, people getting sober, they want to get sober
Yeah.
in 6 months. Like, no, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Like our program is
you have to
6
change your
months
whole
long,
life.
right? It's a 6 month long program. Even at the end of 6 months, you're probably not going to be where you want to be.
Yeah, I mean,
You're gonna
you have to do work your
You're
entire
gonna have
life.
to do work your entire life. You're gonna have a really good start and a really good foundation, but that's it. A really good start and really good foundation. You are not gonna. People will come through the houses and they're like, I'm, you know, they leave in a month. They're like, I'm good.
Yeah.
No, dude.
No.
No.
I've seen it like many of times, you know.
No, you're not. Like you're in a really vulnerable position. This is gonna be
Yeah.
really bad for you. They don't hear it though. Like I'm good. Like, it's a quick fix. It's easy. They feel better and they go. Like no.
It's just like fitness and stuff like that. So not just addiction and anything like that, but like in fitness, people want to go to the gym and do nothing, or they want to take a pill and lose weight. Like it takes work to do these things. And in our society, we always want the quick fix of everything and the easiest route. And that's what like we want to show people too, is like, you got to push.
Yeah.
You got to do it yourself. You are such a capable individual through spirituality, whatever you believe in, and all that stuff. You can create anything that you want. Like,
yeah, even when I'm thinking about like 4D and where it is today, right? Because it's much bigger than it was before.
yeah,
But I think I said it earlier, like the daily grind and the amount of
Yeah.
stress to get there. And currently, right? Like
Yeah,
currently
your phone is constantly ringing all the time
even
of
before
people
we
calling.
did this, I
Yep.
was just on a call. Like it's continuous. And even before I opened 4D, I had an idea of I really want to